Nothing in this statement refers to the ownership structure of Heathrow, which was referenced by the Noble Lord Harris. It was, of course, bought by the Spanish firm Ferrovial in 2006 with a huge pile of debt, and was finally sold in 2025 to a French asset manager, to wealth funds from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Singapore and China. The similarities to our water company ownership and all the failures associated with that are very obvious. I think it's also worth noting that the ownership vehicle company has seen 21 changes in director since May last year. And indeed, it just announced a month ago that it was going to pay its first dividend in 5 years. In that context, does the Noble Lord the Minister really think that it's adequate that whilst there's a government inquiry into the energy side of this issue, it is actually an inquiry commissioned by Heathrow itself that is being left with the entire responsibility for seeing what has gone wrong? And where is the inquiry going to be into the Civil Aviation Authority, whether its approach to Heathrow has been adequate in terms of resilience and the results of actions like this?
I think the British public are entitled to expect the airport to run properly, no matter who owns it. And actually, I think we're also entitled to expect, as a major piece of public utility, that actually they're capable of examining their own systems and recommending whether or not they were adequate. The CAA will look at that report. I don't see currently that there's a reason why the Civil Aviation Authority itself needs to be examined. If we're not careful, we'll examine everything in circumstances where it's pretty clear that the airport was responsible for its own systems and there was a power issue outside it, and these two inquiries will look at both. And the Civil Aviation Authority will draw some conclusions from the Kelly inquiry. It is responsible for economic regulation and safety. It's not responsible for running the airport itself, which I think we have to expect Heathrow Airport Limited to be able to do itself. And we'll see where that goes. I and the Secretary of State have no doubt that they will examine this with rigour. It is an exceptional experience. It isn't the case that the airport regularly falls over in this respect. So they are entitled to look at it themselves, and we're entitled to look at the results of what they look at and see whether we see to what extent that it can be improved and what their risk appetite is to do so. And we'll wait for the outcome of these reports to make that judgment.